Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher. Welcome to the Sweetwater Minute. This time out, we have a special guest joining us. Doug Hill is a sales manager here at Sweetwater. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me, Mitch.
Glad to have you here. You're the newest of, we now have 5 total sales managers, right?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So tell us how you got started. How did you get into the industry and get rolling?
Yeah, so grew up in California, lived there until I was about 19, and grew up as a musician like many of our people here at Sweetwater, and probably much like yourself. And moved up to Seattle in 1999 and started with a competitor of ours, a company called Guitar Center.
Right.
In 1999, in the warehouse, actually, I was going to school. So I started as a seasonal warehouse guy and worked my way up from there and hit the floor, became a sales guy with them, and did that for a while and became a department manager and then an assistant manager and just kept working my way up, sales manager, and ultimately in 2003 became a store manager and did that for, I guess, about 4 years, ran a couple different stores, and in 06 I became a district manager based out of Seattle.
Okay.
So I had, that time I oversaw 6 stores in Washington State, a couple stores in Oregon, a couple stores in Utah and Idaho. So I was very, very busy.
Yeah, I guess.
Traveling around a lot. I did that until 2009, and the company then moved my wife and I to New York City, which I oversaw a bunch of stores in New York, including that company's flagship store in Manhattan, stores on Long Island, upstate New York, and Connecticut.
So you're still covering a lot of ground.
So I was very busy covering a lot of ground, a little less travel out there because everything's so condensed, around the city. Yeah, so been, playing guitar for 23 years, and it's been great being in the industry where I can bring that passion every day.
Right. So when did you start here at Sweetwater?
Started here at Sweetwater in, I guess it was November of 2013, so about 15 months ago.
Right. Now, how did that happen? How did you end up coming here?
Just the opportunity came about. I've got a good friend, Phil Rich, who is our head of merchandising here, and him and I had been speaking for a while, and ended up meeting a few people from Sweetwater, some of our management team that were in New York City, actually, believe it or not, for a retreat. I met the team out there and hit it off, so Chuck and the team flew my wife, Brooke, and I out here to check out Sweetwater, and when we got to the campus here, we were blown away, and things just kind of took care of themselves from there.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It's absolutely amazing.
I don't think it's hard to understand the scope of everything that we have here with but the company's gotten so large, though. There's still you were just telling me 225 sales engineers and all the support people and everything. But the cool thing is that Chuck still personally runs the company. I mean, it's still a family-owned business with that same ethic and that same approach to everything.
Yeah, I got to tell you, that's a great point. When I got here, I wasn't sure if I'd see Chuck. Is Chuck going to be here? Have we grown so big that he doesn't need to do that? We have a tremendous team. Is he leaning on the team? And the fact is I get here pretty early most every day, as I know you do, and many of us do. And many days, Chuck has beat me here.
Right.
There's Chuck right there. Boom. He's here. He's having breakfast, maybe in the diner, or he's working out, or just getting down to business and meeting with people. It's really a special thing.
He's always one of the first to leave, first to arrive and last to leave.
Yeah, he really is. So
he's definitely involved on a daily basis.
Right.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
So what does a sales manager do? You have 225 sales engineers, and that's growing rapidly.
Yeah.
What is your day-to-day like? What are you working on?
Exactly what you would expect when you've got 225 people, plus assistants and support staff. I mean, really, we're close to 300 now within our team. And myself and my 4 counterparts, our other members of our sales management team there, we're doing everything you would expect. I mean, helping the team, coaching the team, working on customer situations, putting out any kind of problems that could arise, which fortunately for us are very few because we just have a tremendous team. But primarily what we do is we just coach and help our sales engineers get better and get better for the customer and make sure we're providing just really a tremendous experience. So that's a lot of what the day-to-day is. And some meetings and some different things. You and I have had meetings together shaping, different things we're doing as a company, and Gear Fest coming up already quickly in June. And, so we're very involved in that, and it keeps us busy. So.
Yeah, there's definitely plenty never a shortage of anything to do.
That's right. Time flies by. Before you know it, the day's rapidly ending. So it's pretty cool not to be bored at work ever.
Yeah, right. So as a musician, what do you think that brings to your position as a sales engineer? You're a guitar player.
I'm a guitar player, yeah.
And what does that bring to what you do here at Sweetwater?
I want to say this too. I play drums a little bit too. But Not very good, Mitch. Not very good. Yeah. So what I think it brings is that I understand. I've got passion for what we do. Mm-hmm. That's it. I mean, my world revolves around music. Really. I mean, I'm on the way to work. I'm listening to my favorite records and whatever's come out. On the weekends, I love to do that. I play music down in the basement, playing music. I just got a new guitar recently. I got a couple new amps. I'm building the rig. I'm getting my guitar pedals. I love that I can go to my sales engineer team and relate to them on that front, because really they're musicians as well, just tremendous, much higher level than I could ever imagine being. But you know, they're playing music every day. They're out gigging. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's a great thing. I can relate to them. And then I think even more importantly, I can relate to our customers and what they're what they're going through, just dreaming about gear and what gear's next and what am I going to do with the gear and recording. And I'm just absolutely passionate about all that, and that makes it fun to work in a environment and an industry where I'm doing the same things as my customers are doing, and passionate about the same things. So we're
definitely immersed in it here.
We are.
I mean, they're surrounded by gear. We just came back from the Winter NAMM show. We were at the NAMM show out in Anaheim, and there's so many manufacturers coming in with new products and things. It really is fun to be really integral part of that whole.
It's fun until you spend your entire check, Mitch.
Well, there is that part of it.
On all the new gear coming out, which is hard. But
that's the problem with working in the candy stores. There's always another piece of candy to buy.
That's right. That's right.
Right. So you lived in Seattle, the Pacific Northwest for quite a while. Lived in New York City. Myself, I lived in San Francisco, Nashville, New York, Atlanta. How was the move to Fort Wayne for you? Now, I think sometimes when people consider relocating to Fort Wayne for a job at Sweetwater, they think about that aspect of it. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was a big part of it, and you know, for me, I've been able to live anywhere. I've lived, like I said, in California, LA for a while, Vegas even for a bit, Seattle, like you said, New York, and I can live anywhere. My big thing was, how's my wife going to like it? How's she going to make the move? And what we found out here is Fort Wayne. This area is beautiful. There's a lot to do around here. It's a really growing, fast-growing, emerging city.
Right.
Second largest city, I think, in all of Indiana, next to Indianapolis. But there's a lot to do. There's also for us, we're able to build a beautiful home. We're blessed to be able to do that, and on land and in the woods, and have that space. And look, I love New York City, but pricing and the cost of things out there certainly was a challenge, and space. You said you live there, and you live in an 800 square foot apartment.
It's tough to have a studio and things when you have that. Right?
It's tough to have a studio. So here, it's been wonderful coming out here and build a home and have some space here, and then really we're really close to some great cities. Chicago, one of my favorite cities, is really the way I drive. It takes me about 2.5 hours to get there.
That's pretty fast.
It's pretty fast. You got Chicago nearby, and like I said, Indy and Columbus, Ohio.
Sure, Detroit, Cleveland,
Cincinnati.
We're all kind of in a circle here.
It's really just a lot of cool things nearby. And even for a 4th of July weekend, my wife Brooke and I shot down to Nashville even, which took 5.5, 6 hours, and Louisville on that trip on the way down there. So it's a really neat place to live, a great place for wanting to start a family, which we've been married for 10 years together, 16. We're now moving into that time where we want to start a family. And Fort Wayne, this is one of the best places. We've been rated. This area is one of the best places to raise a family. And so all those things were very attractive for us.
Right. The other thing about it is that now with 800 or so Sweetwater employees here, there are probably more studios per capita in Fort Wayne than just about any.
I think you're probably right.
More musicians.
Everybody's got a studio.
Right, and bands and musicians, and the pool of people to play with, and the amount of music that's going on is really incredible.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a Janis Joplin tribute band,
right?
Which I don't know if the audience out there knows, but just fantastic band. And
thank you.
And my wife Brooke and I went and watched you guys play just a few weeks ago.
Oh, cool.
Show was amazing.
Thank you.
But little did we know, with the opening band, our very own Jeff McDonald, our head of HR here, was the opening act. And, I just had no idea that he was out gigging and doing that. And you just never know in this town who you're going to run into.
Pretty much anywhere you stop in, there's probably somebody from Sweetwater there.
Probably somebody from Sweetwater doing it. Chuck's out gigging. He was in that band, the Janis Joplin band as well.
Yep,
so
sure was.
It's pretty special seeing that. There's just music interwoven throughout all of us here and the town as well. So.
Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah.
Really great. So we've recently had quite a huge expansion here at Sweetwater. They added a great big new sales floor, a new warehouse where things are received. We also expanded our diner. They put a stage in there where we have some music acts playing. There's a coffee house right there in the diner. How do the sales engineers view that? What does that do for the experience of what a sales engineer does here at Sweetwater?
Boy, I mean, for them, it's got to be a tremendous experience. You know, it's we're in a brand new building, like you said there, at the state of the art. Chuck really spared no expense for our team there, and so great environment, and then the ability to walk down the stairs and get a coffee from the brand new coffee bar, which I lived in Seattle for 10 years. That's a pretty big one for me.
Right.
So I hope they dig it. But I mean, I just hear nothing but good things, and the fact that we've got the stage and the diner and just great food. We actually have a executive chef, as you know, on staff, just cooking great meals for the team. And I think what I grew up in as a salesperson in my younger years, the environment of working in a brick and mortar store, which was a wonderful experience for me. I really did thoroughly enjoy that career up to here.
Right.
But where you walk into maybe a small little break room, and you got a microwave in there, you get to heat up your food, and that's your experience. Or really, you would leave the store and go out to eat. Here, some people do leave the campus at times to go eat. There's a lot of cool things and great restaurants nearby, of course, here in Fort Wayne. But the ability just to take care of your customers in a great, well-lit, clean, safe environment. And then, boy, I want to go get a coffee. I don't need to try to go run to Starbucks and spend $5 on a latte and gas money and all that. I can just run down and get that from our coffee bar right here with, local coffee from a local roaster here, and with a great staff and a team there. And I want to go get a burger. I don't need to try to run over to McDonald's and have a super unhealthy lunch. I can run down to the diner, and I know our executive chef and his wonderful team have made a great meal, and I can have a burger right here in a great, safe environment. So, I mean, I just think we're working really to provide just a great environment for our team, so they can, just be, in great moods and in a great place to take care of our customers.
Right. I think sometimes people see all those amenities and they wonder about them. Why do you need all those amenities or whatever that we have here at Sweetwater? But for me, it's the really cool thing is we have the diner there, so everyone comes down and gets their lunch from the diner or whatever, and then we sit down at tables together and we talk about music and we talk about gear and we talk about. I mean, it really is kind of this ongoing thing that builds team.
You're right.
As all that. And it also, all those amenities, whether it's the coffee bar, the diner, whatever it might be, it allows you to keep your focus on what you're doing. Yeah. Because you don't have to worry about getting out somewhere and doing things or whatever. There's a lot of that is handled for you. So it really is an efficiency thing, I think, in the long run as well. And it just has to make a huge difference for the team to have that available, to be able to just take advantage of it and not worry about it.
Yeah, we allow them, we hire the best and the brightest, and we trust them to do great work. And we allow them, if you want to run down, and get a coffee real quick, you don't need to ask anybody's permission. Run down there and get a coffee.
Right.
Enjoy what this building is and enjoy this experience. Because when you have, happy, enthusiastic, inspired people, they're going to be better with our customers. So Chuck is a very smart man. Our team is very smart about things we provide here on our campus to just make the experience for everybody better. And our customers. We're an open campus. We have customers come on and can experience some of those things, and that's really neat for the community as well.
Yeah, a lot of community groups come in.
Very much,
see them taking tours and having lunch here and taking advantage of the facilities as well. Chuck opens it up to the community also. So we talked a little bit about a team here, and it's pretty amazing. We've just seen the results come back from the last year, and for the 30th year in a row, we're up like 28% in sales again this year. It's just phenomenal to watch this amazing growth and the number of happy customers and things. What do you attribute that to? What are the sales engineers doing that makes that work so well?
Yeah, I think it starts with who we hire and how we hire. I mentioned it before. We hire the best and the brightest. We really go through a very stringent process on ensuring we first and foremost get the right people here, and the right people that are talented toward the job at hand. Everybody has talent. We want to find people that are talented toward what we do, but then people that are, just foundationally correct and going to align with the Sweetwater culture. Just good people. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the first step in it. We get people in here, best and the brightest, and get them into this environment. And then from there, we put them through a 13-week training program. The sales engineers, 13 weeks of training before they can really even speak to a customer.
Right.
And they're trained on, of course, gear, because we want to be the most credible within our gear knowledge in the industry, and I believe we are, but also how to take care of customers and create a tremendous customer experience. All those things we take them through. So you go through this huge process of aligning all those things, and then putting them in front of the customer there, and they're really well trained. They're professionals, right. And you tie that in with the environment that we have, and a trusting environment. Yet, we're there coaching them and supporting them and driving them and pushing them. I think all that comes together, and then really you got to tie it back to Chuck and Chuck's view from the beginning about our customers. Our customers are friends; they're our partners. And that really, from him through everybody in the company, really comes through. When we bring all that to the customer to create that customer experience, and we believe it's about them and making this a tremendous place to talk to somebody about your gear and buy cool gear, and because it's a passion-based thing.
Right.
Who I'm buying my guitar from is a big deal to me, and the fact that we have this great team makes that a great experience for the customer, and I think everybody collectively in the building is focused on the customer, and that shines through. And you know what? When you do those things and you do it the right way, big sales performance year over year just happens and continues to happen. I like to call that magic. Right. It's the magic of all these million little things coming together, but it's a lot of hard, smart work behind the scenes making it happen. But we're always working to get better every day and bring that to the customer. So.
Right. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Doug, thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate
Mitch,
you
really
sharing your story with us and the great work you're doing. It's fun just to get the chance to hang out a little bit.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Appreciate it very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
I'm Mitch Gallagher. Thanks for joining me for the Sweetwater Minute.